So I had my final ultrasound on Monday, and even after being on max dose of gonal F for 5 days, which was 450, um, and taking the ganirelix to suppress ovulation, and taking the low dose HCG, um, 3 injections a day. I only produced 2.5, maybe 3 follicles, and the doctor said there was a 30% chance at most of there being a viable pregnancy from my eggs. He said the problem is that you need at least 3 eggs to go forward with IVF, and just because I had 2.5, 3 follicles didn't mean that I was necessarily going to have 3 eggs, because follicles don't always, like, the eggs don't always come out. And then there's always the chance that the embryos or the eggs could be damaged in as they're being inseminated and waiting to become embryos. So because I have low egg reserve, nope, not really good eggs. They're either too mature or too old. There was too high of a probability that they would never become a viable pregnancy. So we decided at that point that we were going to move forward with donor eggs. So I'm basically now kind of going through the process of letting my body recover from all the drugs that I used to try to promote my follicles to grow. And I'm trying to kind of back up and look at my finances, because part of donor is that you pay for their medication as well as their procedure. And so my procedure went from $7,500 to $8,000 to $14,000. Right now I'm debating about moving forward right now at this time, because as long as the eggs are young and healthy, it doesn't really matter if my uterus is a little older. No matter what, I know that I want to be a mom. I know that we want children, and we've really prepared for the future as a family. I just don't know at this time if it's going to happen. I am going over the prospect of what we're giving up with that kind of money. We managed to get well, it ended up being closer to $10,000 with my medication, because the medication was like $2,400. I just don't know if I'm being selfish at this point to continue saying, we're going to live with the bare basics to save up this money as quickly as possible. My husband's behind it 100%, but at the same time, you sit back and you reflect, is my obsession to be a mom destroying my life? Right now, I'm experiencing some emptiness, some anger, some frustration. When I made the decision that I would go forward with donor eggs, I started crying, and my husband was confused, because he's like, okay, well, it's not so bad, you still get to carry a baby for 9 months, and it's good, and you're okay with this. And I'm 32 years old, and my body won't do what I need it to do to have my own biological child. But then again, blood's never mattered to me, so I was confused by my emotions, and it's not so much that I care one way or the other, it's just that my body is failing me, and it just doesn't seem fair. There's so much to think about when you go through this process. I'm pretty healthy. We work, We go to school. We enjoy each other's company. We've been married almost 14 years. But our lives are definitely missing something. Um, I'm not saying I think a child will fix anything, because I don't think anything's broken. I just think there comes a point when you're like, we have all this love to give. We have a home. We have a life. We want somebody to share this with, other than just each other and our dogs. I didn't grow up with a big family. I grew up in foster care. I want a family of my own. I want traditions. I want something to share, something to pass on. But the money signs are definitely getting in the way at this point. So we're going to have to really examine next couple of weeks where we're at with this, and if we're willing to continue to sacrifice. Choices are hard, but I'm okay. We've made some hard choices before. Like when the doctor said there's only a 30% that this'll work and you'll have a baby. I looked at my husband and I'm like, when they told me that there was a 45% chance that I'd still lose my leg down the road, keep it or not. I mean, 45% is a lot less than, you know, half, so there was still a chance I would have kept my leg. We both said, you know what, we don't like those odds. Let's amputate. Um, we Why would we trust odds like that? I've removed spirituality from this simply because I'm operating on common sense. It tells me to believe, but we lost that 30% chance of viable pregnancy at 16 weeks. I know what my body's going to do with my own eggs. I've been body for I understand right now, and I'm trying to put it all in perspective. Definitely feeling a bit of an emptiness inside and a little bit of aching in my heart, but I do believe that things are going to come together the way they need to, and if we're meant to pursue this, the money is going to be there. There's definitely, where there's a will, there's a way.